Live from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Now at 5, just hours away from lockdown, Bay Area businesses are seeing a last-minute rush as they get ready to close until next year.
I just figured it's better to do now versus trying to go last minute to get any of the essential items.
I think it's extreme that they have to shut down. I truly do.
And not to keep piling it on, but we are also just hours away from another red flag warning. We're going to talk about that concern in the forecast.
And PG&E just announcing a new update on the number of customers that could be impacted by safety power shutoffs. And thank you for joining us. I'm Juliette Goodrich.
And I'm Brian Hackney. A live look at San Francisco. And 9 months and 15 million cases of COVID later, we are back where we started. In 5 hours, more major shutdowns begin. This is Bay Area hospitalizations top 1,000, the most since the start of the pandemic. Tonight, ICUs in the Bay Area have only 24% of their beds available.
To help stop the spread, new restrictions will begin tonight at 10 in San Francisco, Contra Costa, and Santa Clara counties. Alameda County will follow 2 hours later at midnight, and Marin will join at noon on Tuesday. All will remain under the orders through at least January 4th. KPIX 5's Lynn talked to people doing some last-minute shopping. He is in downtown San Jose tonight.
For a lot of people, this feels like deja vu. They say the experience back in March prepared them to handle this latest shelter-in-place order.
They may close for a while. I decided to come for this visit today to get a trim and get ready for Christmas.
Nail and hair salons saw a surge of customers this weekend in Santa Clara County. Places that would normally close on Sundays reschedule next week's appointments to squeeze them in today, the last day of operation in 2020.
A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? So we do get a surge of texts, people calling in last minute. Just yesterday, we were quite busy.
Busy, but not too stressful at the grocery stores we visited in San Jose. We did not see any long lines or the amount of panic buying that we saw back in March. The one issue, most places like the Safeway near Santana Row are out of toilet paper.
I was at Costco earlier today, and they're already have a sign out that they're out of some toilet paper, paper towels.
Christy Idahara was finishing up her shopping this afternoon to get ready to shelter in place with her family.
I just figured it's better to do now versus trying to go last minute to get any of the essential items.
Many downtown restaurants are also expecting a busy evening.
I was just telling my staff, like, it's last chance gas station. You got to get your fill up now, otherwise there's not another stop on the highway for a long time. So, and I hope people come out, and I hope that they get to enjoy and just, have some good food, have somebody serve you and take care of you, and more importantly, have somebody else do the dishes for you. And one last time until next year,
The 4 Bay Area counties that don't have the shelter-in-place order may see a small bump in business. Some people tell me they're in no rush. They'll just go to San Mateo County to get their hair done and do outdoor dining. In downtown San Jose, I'm Lynn, KPIX 5.
And here's a breakdown on what's opened and closed. Restaurant dining will be off the table, even outdoors. Takeout and delivery only. Hair and nail salons, barber shops, and other personal care services must close. Retail stores can stay open, but at 20% capacity, and there can be no multi-household gatherings of any kind. Napa, Solano, Sonoma, and San Mateo counties are staying open for now, but once the Bay Area's regional ICU capacity drops below that 15%, they will have to shut down as well.
And I hate to tell you this, the numbers keep getting worse. The state hit a new single-day record of more than 30,000 new COVID cases, beating yesterday's numbers. The total number of cases now stands at more than 1.3 million. The 7-day positivity rate is hovering around 10%. And there are now more than 10,000 people in the hospital because of the virus. Nationwide, the U.S. reached another grim milestone as well. New COVID-19 cases have topped 1 million in just the first 5 days of December. Experts say as bad as things are right now, they're going to get a whole lot worse. CBS News correspondent Nancy Chen reports from New York.
Former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb warns the nationwide surge in cases and deaths may not peak until January.
I think by the end of the year, we'll be at probably about 300,000 deaths. In January, we could be pushing 400,000 deaths.
Pfizer's vaccine is set to be reviewed for emergency use on Thursday, and Moderna's the following week.
By the second quarter of next year, we'll have enough vaccine for every American that wants it.
On Friday, President-elect Joe Biden expressed concern about the Trump administration's vaccine strategy.
But there is no detailed plan, that we've seen anyway, as to how you get the vaccine out of a container into an injection syringe into somebody's arm.
Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar fired back on Sunday.
With all respect, that's just nonsense. We have comprehensive plans from the CDC, working with 64 public health jurisdictions across the country.
Operation Warp Speed Chief Advisor Dr. Monsef Slaoui says he's confident the vaccines are safe.
There are no serious adverse events associated with these vaccines to the best of our understanding and assessment into the trial period.
There hasn't been enough time yet to study how long the vaccine works. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
President Trump tweeted today his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, has tested positive for coronavirus. The former New York mayor is 76 years old. The CDC says that puts him at a higher risk for complications from COVID-19. Sources say he has been admitted to the hospital in Washington. Also, this just in, President-elect Joe Biden has selected his nominee for Secretary of Health and Human Services. Biden will pick California Attorney General Javier Becerra. If confirmed, Becerra will be the first Latino to head the department and will play a leading role at a critical moment during the pandemic. Moments after the news broke, Governor Newsom tweeted, "Congratulations, Javier Becerra. You have spent your entire career fighting for equality and justice. Now you'll help lead our nation toward quality, affordable health care for all and continue to make California proud."
The other story that we're keeping a close eye on for you tonight, the weather. We're looking live at Oakland right now. Winds will pick up to such a velocity that, yes, even in December, red flag warnings have gone up. Strong winds, dry brush will keep Bay Area firefighters on high alert tonight. There is something they were hoping for, but they haven't gotten this year.
This time of year, we would expect to have had a lot more rain, and we haven't had that yet. Any potential starts have a potential for growing rapidly.
And so Darren Peck is standing by with how strong and how dry and when.
Neither of those are going to be terribly bad, Brian. I think the firefighter nailed it on the head. The reason why we've got another red flag warning tonight primarily is because it hasn't rained anywhere near the amount it should have. But the wind is the tipping point, and that's what's going to put us over the edge. Watch what happens as we get into this evening. This is going to look very familiar. Brighter the colors, the stronger the winds. Look at the streamlines. Strong winds coming from the east, hitting the North Bay Mountains. By the time we get tomorrow morning, we're going to look at that in a lot more detail close up, and I'll show you specific parts of the Bay Area forecast later. But here's the overview. Red flag warning starts at 11 o'clock tonight, goes until 5 o'clock on Monday. 60-mile-an-hour gusts at the higher elevations, primarily the North Bay Mountains. And in addition to this, there actually is a wind advisory down where we all live. So if you take a look at the areas on here in tan, everybody's included in this except the Santa Clara Valley in San Jose, where you might not notice much wind at all. But most other locations, including everyone here going up 680, everyone going up 101, if you are in this, you can expect gusts perhaps as close to 40 miles an hour tomorrow through the same time frame. Once we get through the morning, we'll see the worst of it. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. We will talk about the reason why it's the North Bay tomorrow morning that has the biggest concern, and we could tie or break records for daytime highs tomorrow because of this pattern. I'll show you the daytime highs as well. I'll see you in a few minutes, guys. Back to you.
All right, Darren, we'll see you then. Well, winds could be strong enough to knock down branches or topple entire trees, potentially onto power lines. Tonight, PG&E says it is scaling back the scope of potential power shutoffs for Bay Area customers. At last word, PG&E shutoffs will impact nearly 8,500 customers in 5 counties. Napa and Sonoma counties are no longer included. It's a big change from last night when PG&E predicted shutoffs could impact about 92,000 customers in 16 counties.
And still ahead on KPIX 5, what began with a 911 call ended with this baby. A scary situation along Highway 101 in the North Bay.
Plus, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos looking to make history tonight and how he plans to send the first woman to the moon.